Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Day Trade with Tony Small Account Challenge 2023. We've had another good green day today. Didn't look like it was going to be. The first trade I took didn't go my way, but since then we've taken another 4 trades. They've all been green on the small account, and I keep saying that it only takes one stock. And it really does. If you're patient enough to wait for the one, and usually there's something moves every single day. So if you're patient enough to wait for the right setup, there's usually one stock that moves and moves well. And today it was BLPH. Now BLPH, it's moved up for the last 3 days. If I'm being completely honest, it's about 312% up over the course of the 3 days this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So BLPH was. It was the gift that kept on giving, because we were able to get in it as it went green on the day in the small account. And then we were able to ride that up and then switch over and trade it in the main account as well. So we made almost $4,500 on BLPH. So that would have been a huge trade to make in the small account. However, we already found ourselves over $3,000 down after our first trade. We did make some of that with Fast Track Therapeutics. Made another $800 with that. OXY, we traded that for a small amount. It just wasn't moving quick enough, and I couldn't take big enough share size, because it's a very expensive stock, and I just didn't have the equity position. Even with leverage, I just didn't have the equity position to take a big enough share size. The same was true with CrowdStrike, but that was moving well enough. So I thought that we would get a good position with CrowdStrike, and it did move up well enough. But when I put the stop in place, it started to move up. When I put the stop in place, it came back and pretty much stopped me out from where I began. So almost a scratch trade with CrowdStrike. But we actually started the day off, and then we got 800 up, and then we went 3,000. We lost 3,000, so it was down about 2,200 or whatever it was. So we lost about $3,000 on Saver 1. And that was just before the open. So we actually lost it at the open, but that was just before the open. So unfortunately, we found ourselves down a little over $2,000. We went, traded the main account, made some money on that, and then we came back towards midday and started trading again, and we were able to make $4,000, over $4,000 on BLPH. So let's take a look, shall we, at the actual trades that took place, and I'll walk you through it. If we look at this on the 1 minute chart, it popped up yesterday evening after hours, went up to as high as 330. Then it pulled back and it went down kind of 260-ish before starting to make a move back. It broke the VWAP, and then it started to kind of bounce on the VWAP. Obviously it's still on the scanners, so it then starts to hit some of the momentum scanners in terms of new highs and successive highs, if you will. Spikes up. So we were able to get in, and I was watching for the break of $3, so I was able to get in here for the break of $3 and ride that up. Took some profits up here. It actually exited the position as it started to pull back. Then it created this bull flag setup, beautiful bull flag setup. Because it made new highs here, we got back in, we were able to ride profits up and exit the position here. So that was $800 across those 2 entries, and that was overall a really good trade to start the day. However, it didn't stay that way, because then we traded Saver 1, as I say. Saver 1 was making a move up. It had a pullback here, and then it moved up. Another pullback as it made new highs. That's when I entered. It was a second pullback, if you will, and then it pulled all the way back down. As it broke the VWAP, I got out. It then just went into consolidation mode before then breaking the VWAP to the upside. So I re-entered the position, took a little bit of profit on the way, and then added to the position here before it then started to pull back. I'd made some of what I'd lost on this position back, And then at the open, it made a move up, broke the VWAP. So I got in as it broke the VWAP, and then it pulled back. So I exited the position. I was giving it 20 cents, I think it was. Then it started to make, broke the VWAP again, started to make new highs. It made a new high of day. So I got in again, and it reversed again. So I ended up losing on that one. So that was pretty much it with Saver One. Put us in a red position, wiped out the gains we'd had with the first trade of the day. So I looked for what was moving, and OXY started to make its move up. So we traded this. Zoom in a little bit. We traded this. We got a pullback here. We would get in and trade that, and then it moved up. And then it started to look a bit weak and pull back. So we got a small position in terms of share size, and we made a small profit there. So $65. So that wasn't a huge trade. Then we traded CrowdStrike. We got in here as it made its one bottom, then a move up, another bottom. We got in here, it made its move up. I put a trailing stop in place, and then it pulled back, and pretty much the slippage as well. It pretty much stopped me out for the entry. It was pretty much a break-even trade. I mean, I think I made $6 on it, so it didn't even really cover the cost of the trade. If I'm being honest, I mean, it covers the commissions, but not any additional charges. So that was a kind of scratch trade with CrowdStrike. So then we traded Bellerophon. Bellerophon started making its move up, and Bellerophon, as you can see here, it was red on the day, but as I say, it had two really good days. It had gone from kind of $1.70 or whatever it was up to $5 at close of business yesterday. So that's where we were, $5. So then it started to get choppy around $5. It made its move up and went green on the day. And that's when I started looking at this. So we got this move back up here, and then as it broke highs here is where I got in. Took some profits up at the top there, and I put a stop in place and got stopped out on this move here. But not to be outdone, I got back in here on this on this piece here, and then got stopped out, lost on that trade, but then I got back in here and rolled that all the way up. I was able to take some profits, scale in nicely, take some profits, and then get out as it broke new lows. It then just continued to consolidate. So when it broke $6 again, that's when I got back in again. And I was able to ride that up to this level here. Now, if I looked at this on the 5-minute, and that's what I started to do, I was watching it on multiple time frames, but the 5-minute, it was just wonderful. I switched over to the main account, started trading this. The setup, bull flag setup, move up, bull flag setup, move up, another setup. I got a pop there, stopped out as it pulled back, and then I got back in on this one all the way up to over $7, 740s. And I'm calling out in the Discord along the way as well. And we made 4,000 on this one, and 7,000 on the main account traded. So this was a really sweet setup. If you look at this on the 5-minute, I'll just zoom in so you can actually see it on the 5-minute. You can see how wonderful the setup is. So we got in here, and then another entry there. You can see as you get the pullback, more entries, another pullback, small micro pullback, another entry, pullback there. There's another pullback, another entry, and then I'm calling out, and it's looking extended, it's looking weak, it's looking like a flush, and lo and behold, it did flush. So I think I certainly saved myself some money. I may have saved some of the guys some money as well by telling them, get out before it breaks 7. So and then it just went and sold off into the close. So that's where we are. So almost $2,000 on this account today. So what does that look? What does that do to the small account challenge, or overall? Where are we on the small account challenge? I've got 1983 in gross profit, so probably about, I'd say, $1,800, maybe $1,750 or whatever after commissions and charges, and that's got to be added on top of this. So we've got that loaded in there now. Let's have a look at where we are overall on the challenge. So overall, we've got so just shy of 37,000 in gross profits, which is an average daily gain across the challenge since the 17th of January of 1,300. Let's just look at how we're doing in March, though. Just bearing in mind this was a $2,500 account in January when we started. So if we look in March, what's the average that we're actually doing now in March? Well, a little over $2,000 a day. So $10,000 in March. That's a quick look. How many trading days are we looking at? That's 5 days trading. 6 trading days. We didn't trade on Friday, so 5 days of trading, and we've already made we've made up the $10,000, so $2,000 of trading per day. A little bit more than that. So really good progress on the small account, and this is about being patient. Today probably wasn't as patient as I should have been. Well, actually, I jumped in trading Saver 1. I jumped in chasing momentum, and I probably went in with too big a size. But that's the bottom line with that one. I went in with the right. I could have got out a little bit earlier, and then a little bit later chasing it again. So my own fault. Multiple entries going against me on the one ticker. So Saver 1 was not, well, it didn't save me today. So Saver 1 was not a great trade today, but not every trade's going to go your way. You're going to have some losing trades. So I've had one today, which from a ratio perspective, 1 in 5 is pretty much in line with what I'm doing across the challenge. So 80% of my trades on the small account were profitable today, and we managed to make up on the one ticker. We managed to make up what we lost on Saver 1. So wait for that one move. Wait for that one move. Wait for that one trade that's going to set up. That's what I would say. Patience is a virtue. I was a little bit impatient today. Struggling for really good movers most of this week so far, but Bellerophon was wonderful today. It went from $5 up to over $7.40, and across both accounts made some really good money on that. So look, we're back at it tomorrow, and if you want to join me then, it's 8:30 a.m. market time, 1:30 p.m. here in Dublin or the UK where I'm based. Come join me, and we'll do it all over again. In the meantime, enjoy your evening. I'll see you soon. Take care.